What's going on? We have legit botting, a new client, and a bunch more stuff to talk about in this week's AdventureQuest news video. Let's get right into it. Okay, so we talked about the legit botting last week, and Alina made a post on the Battleon forums to clarify some of the points about it. So we have talked about this idea or some form of an autoplay feature on and off for years now. Our idea of autoplay is not open a program and let the game play for you while you walk away and do something else from your keyboard. So that's basically saying like they don't want it to just be like a program that plays the game for you. This is not a thing we're 100% committing to doing in any given time frame, but it is absolutely worth exploring and discussion with our community, and discussing with our community. If done right, there is real potential to help a number of players better enjoy the game. So there's like 10 points here. It is important that we look at how people are playing the games now, our and others, as we look towards the future of AdventureQuest Worlds, both in its web form and future versions on other platforms. So many of our players are young. Many are 10 or younger when they start playing. How old was I when I started playing? I think I was like 11 or 12. I'm not too sure. No, I might have been around 10. Yeah. When I started playing, that was true in 2008 and it's still true today. Younger kids these days grow up in a gaming universe that's fundamentally different. Games in general are easier to start playing and hold your hand much more earlier on. I think they're talking about mobile games. I think they're talking like games have gotten more, like they've explained themselves more in the beginning because they learned that that's the way to keep players around. But I don't think they got easier by any extent. Games are actually in some aspects getting harder these days. But yeah, I guess it depends on who you talk to on that. That's pretty just a general claim. What we don't want is for people to get frustrated and leave. The fix for that is buried deep within the game structure and design, both the larger game and the regular updates. We need to make games that are fun for you and our players, that you're able to play and to progress in at a rate that feels good. Ooh, I hope they really... Progression in the late game in AdventureQuest is all smashing your keyboard, so I hope they take a look at this. It's almost like the late game was designed to be played by a bot. Almost. Alright. Any kind of autoplay feature we would consider would also be paired with a better botting detection and disruption. Disruption? Okay, so if they have their own client with their own... Okay, where I could go really deep into that, but I'm not going to, because we're just gonna go through this and then move on. Were we to go forward with an autoplay feature, it would need to be very carefully designed out and include some basic limitations. For example, I would not want endgame farming items to be an option for this type of feature. So that makes perfect sense. You can't use there's no endgame farming. If they ever do add a feature that automatically does stuff for you in the game, there will never be endgame farming included within that feature. The fact that there is such a strong move for this type of autoplay feature says a lot of the reality of our games as it stands. Yeah, your games can be... Oh my... You designed the game, so it's better that... okay, yeah, I could write about that for days. What our players want and what we need to keep in mind. We need the knowledge to help shape our plans in whatever form they take as we go forward. And then as Shadowhunt mentioned, there are many ways something like this could be implemented. Some ideas that were floated include an idle game inside of AQW, looking at something like AQW Classic Estates, adding minions that could go farm gold XP. I actually like this idea. I like the idea of, I think Grand Theft Auto Online did something like this, where, and of course a million games have done stuff like this, like kind of like a, like you maybe purchase your own company or something like that, and you hire minions to go out there and like collect items for you, not items, but like maybe gold or XP or something like that for you and bring it back, stuff like that. Or like maybe like very like standard crafting material, like stuff that you would just sit in one room and just like bone dust or something like that, where you just spam the keyboard. It'd be cool to like hire minions to do that for you and like have like sort of like an idle progression, sort of like a business or something. I don't know, that'd be kind of cool. I think they could do some cool stuff with that in AdventureQuest Worlds. So yeah, that's basically the whole post. You can read it. If I remember, hopefully I do. I forgot last week. My apologies on that. I'll link it in the description so you guys can go through and like read all the thread. There's a bunch of community members that left their thoughts on this mode there. Also, if you want to read through that. But that is all. Moving on. Along with upcoming stuff for AdventureQuest, we also have the client to look at. I'll show that off later in the video. We have LAE with the Dragonlord Grandmaster set. I think I showed this in a previous video, but there is more items here now to look at. So yeah, I can see this in the game. It looks good, and I could definitely see that in the game. His sword kind of looks like the last sword he did, so there's that. The katana looks pretty sick, and yeah, I like the hairstyle. Just all around good stuff from LAE. Aranx with a new set that we can only see the top half of, but it looks very evil. This September. Wait, it's not a pirate. It's not a pirate. All right, moving on. If you don't know, talk like a pirate days in September. Here's the final thing he enjoyed working on. This one. This is like an ethereal something or other. It looks very badass. I think I showed this in a previous video. It's got wings now and a helmet with hair. Also, oh boy, started at the beginning. This is a GIF or like a video on Twitter. That animated blade. That looks so cool. I want it. It's got like that that antique looking what do you call it? Dressing on it or whatever. The antique looking parts on it. Other than that, it looks really cool. But that's kind of Crulon style. Another armor from Crulon. That's how he starts off. It's always cool to see like how the art starts and then how it, yeah, what it turns into. Very cool. Now Alina confirmed that this stuff will be coming out later. So yeah, this looks kind of weird. It looks different. It's different from this art. I don't know. It just looks different from Crulon. I guess it looks kind of like desaturated. I'm not sure what's different about it, but it does look different. Cool though. Looks like it'd be a cool boss to fight. Also, what looks like a boss is this thing. Not fancy related apparently, although it looks like it is. Like everything he makes. So there we go. And here is that same armor, but with more features on it. Cape. Looks like the helmet's got more on it. I don't know. I just thought I'd show that. Alina tweeted that out. Now, here is the client. Whew. So Warlock surprised us today by getting AQ3D working through Steam from our AE game launcher. Probably too early to show this yet. ... The design I am working on is inspired by Steam, Battle.net, and Aranx.com. Hopefully, I really hope that when you launch the game through Steam, it brings you to the launcher, kind of like some other MMOs do on Steam. I hope that's what they do with it. So then they're advertising their other games along with giving you the launcher for AQ3D. I hope that's what they do. I don't know if they plan on doing that, but I hope that's what they do with this launcher. And you can see Oversoul, AdventureQuest, MechQuest, Dragon Fable, Epic Duel, and AdventureQuest Worlds are on the list for the launcher so far. We're missing Pony v Pony and their clicker game, a bunch of their mobile games actually. We're missing a bunch of their smaller, low-key mobile games. So who knows if we'll see those on the client. I think they said they wanted to in the future. Alina said, we needed some NPC facial expressions, and I found this file sitting in my design tools folder. We need to get this built into some hairstyles in Bev's barbershop for you. Which is your favorite? I like 2. 9 would be cool. 10 would be cool. I like 14. 21 would be cool, although every face in the game already looks angry, so it's not really needed. 22 is nice. 23, 24, and 25. Most of them are actually good. I don't see why you wouldn't do all of them. That'd be a lot, actually. So, probably not. But, yeah. Alright, June is the month of Doom. AQ.com. So, starting June 8th, we're going with a origin story for Doom. Kind of interesting. We'll have to wait and see what that entails. It will entail some items. I like these. Not a big fan. They look like they're from somewhere else. I feel like I've seen these before. Maybe that's just because they look so like generic Doom. It'd be cool to see some new cool stuff, but it just, I don't know, it just looks like stuff. Maybe that's just me, and I've seen a lot of the AQW stuff, so it looks the same to me, but it just looks, yeah. And I left that one there. I don't know why I had this pulled up. I think I was reading Twitter. Okay, so that is everything. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about for the rest of this week, and yeah, I'll see you guys next Thursday for the next video. Oh yeah, in case you're curious, I pre-ordered the Battleon card game, or whatever they call it. Not Battleon, I think the AdventureQuest card game, Card Clasher. So I will do an unboxing video when that shows up. I got an email right before I started recording this thing that it shipped, so it'll probably be a month before I get it, because that's how long the shipping takes from Aranx Entertainment for some reason. Don't ask me. They ship it by boat or like a camel or something. I don't know. Horseback, pigeon. I think a pigeon would get it here more than a month, or faster than a month. They're sending it via dial-up. Yeah. All right. I don't know how they send it, but it takes forever. So, thanks for watching the video, guys. Other than that, I'll be streaming on my second channel throughout the week. So if you're missing me and you want to see some streams of other games that aren't AdventureQuest, that's on my second channel. Links below for that. And we'll be live streaming the AdventureQuest event tomorrow on this channel. So come back and check that out tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.